What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with an unboxing for you of the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 for AT&T. This phone's been kicking around since late last year in unlocked form. I even took a look at it a few months back, but now we've got it in its AT&T clothing. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this was sent by the folks at AT&T. We're going to, of course, use the obligatory OBOC to dig in and hopefully not slice off fingers. And I say that every time, but every time I do this, I'm still a little bit nervous. We'll go ahead and hack through the packaging. I'll go through the specs as well. This is going to set you back about $150, of course, on a 2-year contract with AT&T. Looks like your traditional AT&T packaging. This was just released. So here we've got Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. A picture of the device on the front, letting you know it's running Android, it's connected. It does have a pretty whopping 8 megapixel sensor. So what's in the box? Package contents. No need to read that since we're going to take a look at it. Let's look at some of the specs on the back. So it is running Android OS. I believe it is running Android 1.6. Although Sony has said they will update it. Although it's a very, very, very heavily skinned Android 1.6 with Sony Ericsson's Timescape and Mediascape. Puts all of your media and such in sort of almost a deck of cards like feature. Not a deck of cards like the Palm Pre or the Pixie on WebOS, but sort of stacked on top of each other in a 3-dimensional format. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a later video. It is very nice and very quick, packing a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor. However, because it is running Android 1.6, I don't believe we're going to get any multi-touch here, although you can download third-party browsers that will give you sort of multi-touch in the browsing capabilities, like the Dolphin browser. So, of course, it's quad-band. It's got Wi-Fi 802.11b and G, and used for AT&T Wi-Fi hotspots. I believe it's about a 1500 milliamp hour battery, which we'll check in the box. It can give you 298 minutes of talk time, up to 266 hours of standby time, up to 16 gigabyte expandable memory. Of course, it's micro SD, the 1 gigahertz processor we mentioned, 3.5 millimeter headset jack, 8.1 megapixel camera with face detection and recognition, which is kind of cool. It also has smile detection. So when you smile, it automatically snaps the picture. Sony's really known for that. A2DP, of course, all the rest of the stuff they'd expect from a full-featured Android phone. Enough of me yapping about. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if the AT&T version looks any different than the unlocked we've seen. So go ahead and open this up. It's sort of a new AT&T type box that doesn't just slide open anymore. And of course, there's a bit of tape right there. There's a little bit of information now in the lid, where it used to just be a tray with the phone. So there we go. That should make opening it up a bit easier. So you got a decent amount of it's like some documentation sitting there in the lid. There's a lot of stuff in there. Let's see what we get. So actually there are your Sony Ericsson 3.5 millimeter headphone jack stereo headphones with microphone. Looks like there's probably some getting started guide information in there as well. Of course, it's got assisted GPS for AT&T Navigator, or of course Google Maps navigation, important information, and the rest of that. Interesting that they put the headset in the front of that. Maybe there wasn't room in the box. But let's go ahead and see. Here you've got your quick start guide. Here's the phone itself. It is a 4-inch capacitive touchscreen. We'll talk about the specs in just a minute. Let's see what else we're going to get in the box. Wall charger, USB. There's your micro USB cord. And the battery, let's see if we're right with the size here. It is made in China and is of size 1500 milliamp hour battery. So pretty nice size battery for a 4-inch phone. So talking about specs and speaking of the screen, it's got a resolution of 480 by 854, so relatively a high resolution screen here. And there's the stuff that you'd expect from a really high-end phone. Weighs about 4.76 ounces. Size-wise, it's 4.68 by 2.48 by 0.51. And that is really the sort of the most important features of it. On-screen QWERTY keyboard, no slide out here. Let's go ahead and take the phone out and do a real quick walkthrough on it. So you've got a sort of a unique array of Android buttons, and this is very specific to Sony Ericsson's Timescape and Mediascape. So you've got a menu button, pulls up different sub-menus, an application launcher, and a back button. On the front, you've got a proximity sensor. There is the 8 megapixel sensor with LED flash. It looks like AT&T left this phone relatively intact from the way Sony Ericsson first made it. The only way you can really tell the difference in the unlocked version is that little AT&T logo right there, and there is your 8 megapixel sensor. Volume rocker on the right hand side, a hard button to launch the camera, and nothing on the left. Top, you've got the micro USB port, 3.5mm headset jack, lock and power button. On the bottom, you've got a little lanyard slot. Let's go ahead and pull this out and see if that's where the micro SD card lives. I would assume that's where it's going to be. Pull off the back. You've got a SIM card, and then the micro SD card slot is right there. Go ahead and put this back on, and let's do a real quick size comparison with some of the competitors, or like stablemates. So here we have the iPhone 4. See a little bit difference in the screen size. We can bring in a little bit larger, the Evo 4G. See the 4.3-inch screen there versus the 4-inch. Get those all in frame for you. You can do a quick thickness test about these all as well. See the size difference. We can also bring in the Samsung Captivate, also for AT&T, very similar in size, both running Android. AT&T is really rounding out their Android catalog. They've got quite a few now. And finally, let's bring in the sliding BlackBerry Torch. You can see the difference here, size-wise and thickness-wise. So we'll do a full review of this. I'll show you the operating system and show you what it looks like, and see whether or not this is a worthwhile Android phone on AT&T. Anyway, guys, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.